So Vigan was an important coastal trading post in pre-colonial times. Long before the Spanish galleon scheme, Chinese junks sailed from the South China Sea came to Isla de Vigan through the Mestizo River. So seafaring merchants that came to barter exotic goods from Asian kingdoms in exchange for gold, beeswax, and other mountain products brought down by natives from the Cordilleras. So immigrants, mostly Chinese, settled in Vigan, intermarried with the natives and started the multicultural bloodline of the Bigueños. So in 1572, King Philip II sent Captain Juan de Salcedo with about a backup of 80 soldiers to explore the coast of Los Ilocano that sailed from Manila on May 20, 1572 and arrived in Vigan on June 12, 1572. So after the successful expedition and exploration of the north, Don Juan de Salcedo founded Villa Fernandina de Vigan in honor of King Philip II's son, Prince Ferdinand, who died at the tender age of 4. So as a reward for his services to the king, Salcedo was awarded the old province of Ilocos, which then composed of Ilocos Norte, Ilocos Sur, Abra, La Union, and some part of Mountain Province as his encomienda, and was accorded to the title as Justicia Mayor de esta Provincia de Ilocos. In January 1574, Salcedo returned to the capital of his encomienda, Vigan, bringing with him some Augustinian missionaries to pioneer the evangelization of Ilocos and establish a Spanish city for the purpose of controlling the neighboring country. So it was believed that when Juan de Salcedo asked a native what is the name of the place, then a native could not understand the word he was saying. However, Salcedo was pointing on the ground, and the native saw it and concluded it as that he was asking for the name of the vegetation planted on the ground. So he then replied as Biga Apo, referring to the chiefy plant from the gabi or taro plant. From then on, the Spaniards named the place Vigan. Vigan City is the capital of Ilocos Sur, located on the western coast of Luzon Island of the Philippines. The city is a fourth-class component city, and according to the 2020 census, it has the population of 53,935 people. The city's tourism slogan is Viva Vigan. So this city is actually one of the Philippines UNESCO World Heritage Sites and also named as one of the new 7 wonders cities in the whole world. So which basically a very a precious recognition, because it shows that Philippines does not just offers natural and beaches attractions or delicacies to tourists, but also showcases the country's works of arts and architectures.
Fun facts about Vigan City. Vigan City is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. In December 2, 1999, Vigan was listed by UNESCO World Heritage Site as the best preserved example of Spanish colonial towns preserved in the Philippines. This city has been recognized as a model of best practices in the World Heritage Site management at the occasion of the 40th anniversary of the World Heritage Convention. The city is an exceptionally intact, well-preserved, and maintained its authenticity in its green street pattern, historic urban layout, and use of the open spaces.
So what are the must-see places in Vigan? Number 1 is the Calle Crisologo. Number 2, the Palacio de Arzobispado Nueva Segovia. Number 3 is the Cathedral of Vigan. Number 4 is the Bantay Bell Tower. Number 5 is the Saikria Mansion. Number 6 is the Pagburnayan Jar Factory. Number 7 is the Plaza Salcedo. And lastly, Baluarte Resort and Mini Zoo. So let's start in Calle Crisologo, a well-preserved cobblestone street and the most popular tourist attraction in Vigan. The street is lined with antique houses, the structures used to the houses of wealthy families during the Spanish colonial period. Second is the Palacio de Arzobispado Nueva Segovia, the only surviving 18th century archbishop's residence in the country. The palace served as the headquarters of General Emilio Aguinaldo in 1898 and the invading American forces under Colonel James Parker in 1899. Third is the Cathedral of Vigan, another important religious landmark in Ilocos Sur's capital city. This Vigan cathedral is styled in the Baroque architectural tradition. It was declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1999. Fourth is the Bantay Bell Tower. Nothing else can give you the best view of Vigan than the Matay Church Bell Tower. You'll need to climb a winding staircase to get to the top of the brick structure, and you'll find an enormous bell hanging right there in the middle of the tower. These watchtowers serve as a good vantage point for the natives of Ilocos to see approaching enemies during the Spanish reign in the World War II. Next is the Saikia Mansion. The Saikia Mansion is every bit a nostalgic place, having been the home once of President Quirino and his wife, whose family owned the property. Next is the Pagburnayan Jar Factory. It's a popular must-try cultural activity that is also part of Vigan City Tour. The staff will also tell you an interesting background about the origins of Pagburnayan, the art of producing jars, which was inspired by Chinese traders who came to settle in Vigan and then later intermarried with Ilocos people. Next is the Plaza Salcedo, the dancing fountain. This plaza is named after Padre Jose Burgos, whose statue stands as a reminder of the priest's martyrdom in the fighting of the Spanish era. This Valvarte Zoo was established by a local businessman come hunter who wanted a place to display his large stockpile of game trophies. So when is the best time to visit Vigan? The best time to visit Vigan is when the town celebrates the fiesta. An era of festivity and celebration grips the entire town for a whole week ending on the 25th of January. This is done to remember St. Paul the Apostle's conversion. The entirety of Vigan town is decorated and various events like beauty pageant competitions and other variety shows are held.
Transportation from Cagayan de Oro to Vigan City. The question is there a direct connection flight between Cagayan de Oro City to Vigan City? Basically, no. There is no direct connection from Cagayan de Oro to Vigan. How long does it take to get from Cagayan de Oro to Vigan? It takes approximately 8 hours to 9 minutes to get from Cagayan de Oro to Vigan, including transfers. So, Cagayan de Oro to Manila, as you all know, there is so many options to be able to travel from Cagayan to Manila. It can be through air, ocean, but of course, the easiest way to get there is through the air type of travels. Basically, from Cagayan, you'll go to Lagindingan Airport, the only airport here in CDO, and take the airplane flight to Manila. Manila to Vigan. Then upon arriving to Manila after like an hour and a minute of flight, you'll now again to take a flight to Lawag International Airport of Ilocos Norte, and again from Manila to Ilocos, you can also take the air, ocean, and land type of travel. And lastly, Ilocos to Vigan. So upon arriving to the Lawag Airport, you can now then take the bus, taxi, or car to get, and it will take around 1 hour and a minute to be able to get there. And then after all your travel, you will now arrive at the historic city of Vigan. And now let's take some time to tour around the city. So here in Vigan, the main transportation is completely land-based. Public vehicles include the tricycle and the kalesa, the carriage that will be pulled by a horse, and it can be fit up to 4 people maximum. If you want to move longer distances in Vigan, there are buses and jeepneys going around. But in Vigan, is it a big city and you can go walking almost everywhere.
Welcome to Vigan Heritage Village. So when touring around the village, its best recommended transportation to ride with is the kalesa, because aside from you'll be toured leisurely, you'll also be experienced riding the kalesa and can ask some background information to the operator regarding sa place. So basically 150 for an hour of touring, so it's very sulit kayo. Moving on, let's have a tour around the village.